All right, I need to talk to my ladies, my girls, okay? I need y'all to hear me. Like, really, really hear me. I don't care what your political affiliation is. You guys really need to hear what I'm saying here, okay? I'm not hyper catastrophizing. I'm not exaggerating. I'm going to give you a short little story as an example to help you understand what just got signed into law in Texas and is coming for a state near you. So if you are a woman or you love any women and you support their rights, you will want to listen to this video, because when I tell you, straight out of a dystopian novel. All right, I'm going to tell it in story format so it makes sense. Meet Sophia, a 20-year-old sophomore UT Austin student walking across campus one evening after college classes let out. Then she is attacked by fellow college student Jake. You know, smug, fraternity boy, entitled prick type, we all know the kind. Jake grapes Sophia, and then she goes through hell. The grape kit, the emergency contraception, and weeks later, Sophia finds out that she's pregnant. Desperate, she gets abortion pills through a legal telehealth provider in New Mexico. Private, safe, relief. End of story, right? Wrong. Not in Texas, and definitely not in several states coming to you. Because Jake, the grapist, he hears about it. And under Texas HB7, signed into law on September 17th, 2025, Jake and his family can now file a lawsuit for cash. No, I'm not joking. That's right. The man who graped her can now sue her doctor, even though Sophia is the victim. How is this even possible, you may ask? It's called a qui tam action. It actually means that Texas has deputized private citizens to sue on behalf of the state. And worse than that, they weaponized it so that rapists and their families, I'll come back to that, can now sue for an award of up to $100,000 per violation. That's per pill shipped, per prescription, per provider. Sophia's attacker, he qualifies for the jackpot as the biological father. Remember, he was a grapist, is a grapist. His parents, the grandparents of the fetus, they qualify too. If you've made it this far in the video, please put the secret words, "I'm going to share this with a friend," in the comment section. Don't forget to like, repost, and follow for updates. You guys may want to follow me over on YTube as some of my videos keep going missing. But let's go back to Sophia. What happens to her? Well, now she finds herself in the middle of a lawsuit. So Sophia is subpoenaed, deposed, forced to relive her attack in excruciating detail while Jake's lawyer cross-examines her. Let's say that this story goes public, because you know at least one or two of them will. She gets doxxed, her life starts to unravel. Imagine what this would be like for Sophia. All the while, Jake and his family start a GoFundMe with the Help Protect Unborn Texans Fund. And HB7 protects this family from countersuits, meaning that the provider in New Mexico can't sue them back. And let us not forget for one moment, the very same people who shame Sophia for trying to have access to abortion care will be the same people that shame her when she has to keep the pregnancy, doesn't have the money to raise the child, and ends up needing public assistance. And guys, why do I bore you with this little story? Because I don't live in Texas, right? Because Texas has always been a proving ground for future legislation. Texas is the one that came up with the SB8, the 6-week abortion ban. HB7 is the sequel, this time targeting abortion pills, which, this may be a good time for me to remind you, account for 60% of abortions in this country. And other states already falling in line to set it up in their state too. Oklahoma, Louisiana, Missouri, Florida, and of course Tennessee. Because if Texas can do it, so can they. And guys, they won't be the last ones. Ladies, when I tell you this is not alarmism, this is the law now in Texas. Sophia was just a figure that we worked through so we could understand the level of risk that we are under. This is law in Texas, and 5 other states are now trying to line it up. I want you guys to hear what's happening. White Christo-fascism means they are trying to take all women's rights. They want to protect the offenders and persecute the survivors. If you ignore this warning, you do so at your own peril, because they are showing you what they think of women. So what do? You prepare, you stay aware, you understand that if something happens to you, whether it's because you are attacked or because, there's an oopsie situation, that your rights are absolutely under attack. So what do? You become very, very, very careful about who you sleep with, okay? You do not walk alone. You walk in pairs. When you are out at night, you do not have headphones in. You need to protect yourself because the system is protecting the predators. I want you to share this with every woman that you know, every young girl that you know, every dad that you know, every person that you know that would think that this was as disturbing as you think it is. You need to share this with them because you can bet your ass that corporate media is not going to cover it.